Now the question number 31. In CGS system, the magnitude of the force is 100 dynes. In another system where the fundamental physical quantities are kilogram, meter and minute, the magnitude of force is how much? So here in this problem, first of all, given in CGS system, the unit of force, that means magnitude of force, is equal to 100 dynes. But here in another system, the fundamental physical quantities are kilogram, meter and minute. So the magnitude of the force in another system is how much? We know the formula, that is unit N1 U1 is equal to N2 U2, numerical value and unit. But in this case, first of all, the dimensional formula for force is equal to M L T to the power of minus 2. So this can be written as M to the power of A and L to the power of B and T to the power of C. So here A is equal to 1, B is equal to 1 and C is equal to minus 2. But here from this N1 U1 equal to N2 U2, but I want to calculate N2, that is second system. N2 is equal to N1 into U1 by U2. This is CGS system and this is another system, that is kilogram, meter and minute. So I will write like this, that one as N2 is equal to, N1 means how much given here? 100 dynes. So that's why 100 times. So U1 means what is that here? Gram by another system, that is kilogram, to the power of 1, here 1, and another one, that is centimeter and divided by meter to the power of 1, and then another one second by minute to the power of minus 2. Then afterwards here 100, here this is grams now, that is gram, but here 1000 grams to the power of 1 and centimeter divided by 100 centimeter to the power of 1, and second here 1 minute is equal to how many seconds here? That is 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds, whole to the power of minus 2. So here 100, gram cancel, 1 by 1000 into centimeter cancel, 1 by 100 into 1 second cancel, 1 by 60 to the power of minus 1 is nothing but 3600 divided by 1. So here 2 zeros cancel, and here 2 zeros and 2 zeros cancel. So here 36 divided by 10, the numerical value, that is 3.6. So what is the option here? 3.6. That is option is C. Now the question number 32. In an experiment of simple pendulum, the errors in the measurement of length of pendulum L and time period T are 3% and 2% respectively. The maximum percentage error in the value of L by T square is how much? So here in experiment of simple pendulum, the error measurements of length and time period. So first of all, given error in length of pendulum is equal to 3% and time period error is equal to 2%. But which one we want to calculate here? Maximum percentage error in L by T square. So to calculate maximum percentage in error in L by T square means we will write the formula, that is L, that we will take as delta L by L, but whatever the division, multiplication, whatever it may be, we will take that one as plus. Here T square is nothing but 2 times delta T divided by T times percentage, no, that is multiplied with 100. So delta L by L, how much given? 3 plus 2 times delta T by T, how much given? 2 and into 100. So here 3 plus 4 into 100. 3 plus 4 how much? 7. So that means the answer is 7%. So the option is B. The question number 33. An electron moves with a speed of 2 into 10 to the power of 5 meters per second along the positive x direction. In the presence of magnetic field induction, B is equal to I cap plus 4j cap minus 3k cap in Tesla. The magnitude of the force experienced by the electron in newtons is how much? Charge on the electron is given 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. So the options which are given like this. So first of all, what are the given values we will write? First they gave speed. So V is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of 5 meters per second, and also the magnetic field given B is equal to I cap plus 4j cap minus 3k cap in Tesla. And which one we want to find here? Magnitude of the force experienced by the electron, and here charge on the electron, that is given Q is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. But here which one we want to calculate here? Force experienced by charge, that is nothing but electron. Here force is equal to charge times V cross B. So a charge we know, V cross B we want to find. So first of all we will find the V cross B is equal to, that is I cap, J cap and K cap. Here velocity how much here given? That is 2 into 10 to the power of 5, that is along the positive x direction. So that's why I cap. But here 0 and 0, and here magnetic field, that is 1, 4 minus 3. So calculating the determinant, so that's why I cap times 0 and 0 minus J cap. So here minus 3 into 2 into 10 to the power of minus 5 minus 0 plus K cap times 4 into 2 into 10 to the power of 5 minus 0. So here this is 0 minus into minus plus, 3 2s are 6, 6 into 10 to the power of 5 J cap plus 4 2s are 8 into 10 to the power of 5 K cap. Here finally 6 into 10 to the power of 5 J cap plus 8 into 10 to the power of 5 K cap. So this is the V cross B. Here we calculated V cross B is equal to 6 into 10 to the power of 5 J cap plus 8 into 10 to the power of 5 K cap. Charge Q is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. But which one we want to calculate here? Force we want to calculate. So here force is equal to charge times V cross B. So what is the charge here? 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 times V cross B. How much here? 6 into 10 to the power of 5 J cap plus 8 into 10 to the power of 5 K cap. So here we want to calculate the magnitude of this. So that means 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. Here magnitude means 6 into 10 to the power of 5 whole square plus 8 into 10 to the power of 5 whole square. So here 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 square root over 6 6 are 36 into 10 to the power of 10, 8 8s are 64, 10 to the power of 10. So here 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 square root over 36 plus 64, 100 into 10 to the power of 10 gets common. So here 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 So here 10 square, that is 10 to the power of 12. 10 to the power of 12 root is 10 to the power of 6 is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 plus 6 is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 13 newtons. That is the force now that we are calculating, that is the newtons. So here force on the charge by the magnetic field is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 13 newtons. Now what is the option here? 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 13. Now the question number 34. A particle falls from a height h upon a fixed horizontal plane and rebounds. If E is the coefficient of restitution, the total distance travelled before rebounding has stopped. So here first of all it is the, it must be the ground, and here there is a ball which must be dropped from certain height, that is taken as some height h here. After rebounding, that is striking to the ground and reaches to some particular point, and again it must be reaches to the ground, and again and again and again, like this it can traveling from one place to another place. It is continuously moving by decreasing the height. That is very, very important. So here this one I will take as h1, this one I will take as h2, this one I will take as h3. Now here given E is equal to coefficient of restitution, and here which one we want to calculate here? Total distance travelled before rebounding has stopped. Rebounding has stopped is, so total distance travelled, no, that is I will take as d is equal to initially from here to here h plus 2 times h1. Why? Because it is moving up and again coming down, plus 2h2 plus 2h3 plus dash dash dash. It can continue like this. So first of all I will take h plus 2 times h1 is nothing but e square h1 plus again 2h2, that is 2e to the power of 4 h. So that means here h and here also h plus 2 e to the power of 6 h plus dash dash dash, like this. Now I will take like this is equal to h plus 2 e square h plus 2 e to the power of 4 h plus 2 e to the power of 6 h plus dash dash dash, like that. So in this case h as common 1 plus 2 e square plus 2 e to the power of 4 plus 2 e to the power of 6 plus dash dash dash, like this. And here h as common plus 1 plus 2 e square common 1 plus e square plus e to the power of 4 plus dash dash dash, like this. But here this is geometric progression. So 1 plus e square plus e to the power of 4 dash dash dash. For this S infinity is equal to a by 1 minus r. So a by 1 minus r is nothing but 1 divided by 1 minus e square. Now substitute in this case h times 1 plus 2 e square times 1 divided by 1 minus e square. So on simplification h is equal h times 1 minus e square plus 2 e square divided by 1 minus e square. On simplification h times 1 plus e square divided by 1 minus e square. So here we got the total distance travelled before rebounding has stopped is h times 1 plus e square by 1 minus e square. H is the height and e is the coefficient of restitution. So which option is correct here? Option A is correct. Now the question number 35. An object is projected with a velocity of 20 meters per second, making an angle of 45 degrees with the horizontal. The equation for the trajectory is h is equal to ax minus bx square, where h is the height and x is the horizontal distance. A and b are constants. The ratio of a is to b is how much? So first of all, what are the given values? So here velocity, it is projected with a velocity u is equal to 20 meters per second, and horizontal that projected with an angle 45 degrees. But here the equation of trajectory given. So here equation of trajectory. Trajectory is nothing but path. H is equal to ax minus bx square. So this is the equation, but we have to compare this equation with the h is equal to equation of trajectory tan theta into x minus gx square divided by 2u square cos square theta. So here compare these two equations. Whenever you are comparing these two equations, a is equal to tan theta and b is equal to g divided by 2u square cos square theta. But which one we want to calculate here? Ratio a by b. So that's why I will write a by b is equal to tan theta divided by g divided by 2u square cos square theta. So by calculating this, here tan theta into 2u square cos square theta divided by g. So here tan 45 degrees into 2 u square is nothing but 20 square into cos square 45 degrees divided by g is nothing but 10. Here tan 45 1 and 2 into 400 into cos square 45 is nothing but 1 by root 2 whole square is nothing but 2 and divided by 10. Here 0 0 cancel, 2 2 cancel, the remaining is 40 by 1. Here simply I will write here a is to b is equal to 40 is to 1. So which is the correct option here? 40 is to 1, D correct. Here the question number 36. A body of mass 6 kg is under a force which causes displacement in it given by s equal to t square by 4 meters, where t is time. The work done by the force in 2 seconds is how much? To be calculated. So first of all, a body of mass given, we will write here, that is mass m is equal to 6 kg under a force which having the displacement s is equal to t square by 4 meters, and which one we want to calculate here? Work done by the force, that is work done is equal to force into displacement. Force means mass into acceleration into displacement, but here acceleration required. So here displacement is given. So after displacement, which one we will calculate? Velocity is equal to ds by dt. So here ds by dt is nothing but, that is 2t by 4 meters per second. But here acceleration required. So that's why a is equal to again dv by dt. That is nothing but 1 by 2 meters per second square. That is dv by dt and here ds by dt. Here work done, that is mass how much here? 6. Acceleration how much here? 1 by 2. Displacement how much here? That is t square divided by 4. So here 2 how many times? 3 times. 3 t square by 4. But here which one we want to calculate? Work done by the force in 2 seconds. So that means at t is equal to 2 seconds, work done is equal to 3 into 2 into 2 divided by 4. Here 4 gets cancelled. Here option is 3 joules. So the answer is 3 joules. Option D is correct. Now the question number 37. A force applied by an engine on a train of mass 2.05 into 10 to the power of 6 kilograms changes its velocity from 5 meters per second to 25 meters per second in 5 minutes. The power of the engine is how much? So first of all, what are the given values we will write? So here mass m is equal to the given here 2.05 into 10 to the power of 6 kilograms. Then afterwards velocity, that is changes from v1 is equal to 5 meters per second and v2 is equal to 25 meters per second. In time how much here? 5 minutes. That is nothing but 5 into 60 is equal to 300 seconds. But which one we want to calculate? The power of the engine. So here power P is equal to work divided by time. So the work is nothing but what is that? Work is nothing but change in kinetic energy divided by time. So change in kinetic energy is nothing but half m times v2 square minus v1 square divided by time. Now substitute the values. So here half into mass 2.05 into 10 to the power of 6 times v2 25 square minus 5 square divided by, this is time how much here? 300. So here 2 into 300 how much here? 600. So 2.05 into 10 to the power of 6 divided by 600 times 25 25 are 625, 25 5 are 25 is equal to 2.05 into 10 to the power of 6 into 600 divided by 600 gets cancelled. 2.05 into 10 to the power of 6 watts, but actually 10 to the power of 6 is nothing but megawatts. So the solution is 2.05 megawatts. The option is B. Here the velocity, the question number 38, the velocities of three particles of masses 20 grams, 30 grams and 50 grams are 10 I cap, 10 j cap and 10 k cap respectively. The velocity of the center of mass of the three particles is how much? So first of all, what are the given values here? So first of all, masses m1 is equal to 20 grams and velocity v1 is equal to 10 I cap and mass m2 is equal to 30 grams and velocity v2 is equal to 10 j cap and mass m3 is equal to 50 grams and velocity is equal to 10 k cap. But here velocity center of mass we want to calculate. So here velocity center of mass is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2 plus m3 v3 divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3. Now here substitute. So m1 that is 20 into v1 10 I cap plus 30 into 10 j cap plus 50 into 10 k cap divided by 20 plus 30 plus 50. So here 200 I cap, 300 j cap, 500 k cap divided by 50, 80, 100. This is 100. So here 100 as common, I cap, 2 I cap, 3 j cap, 5 k cap divided by 100. 100 100 cancel, remaining 2 I cap plus 3 j cap plus 5 k cap. That is velocity center of mass meters per second. So which option is correct in this one? Option A correct. Now the question number 39. A body of weight 64 newtons is pushed with just enough force to start. It moves across a horizontal floor and same force continues to act afterwards if the coefficients of static and dynamic frictions are 0.6 and 0.4 respectively. Now find the acceleration of the body is how much? Acceleration due to gravity is taken as small g. So that's why in the options also given in terms of g. So first of all, we will draw one diagram. That is, here there is a body of mass here, and here a body of weight, that is 64 newtons weight, and force which is applied on this side. Then afterwards, coefficient of static friction is given 0.6 and coefficient of kinetic friction is given 0.4. So one thing we have to remember, that one coefficient of static friction is always greater than the coefficient of kinetic friction. This is very, very important one. And then they gave one condition. What is that here? A body of weight 64 newtons is pushed with just enough force to start. Just enough force to start it moving across the horizontal floor. So that's why here we will use this term. Body just enough to start. So that means capital F is equal to static friction minus kinetic friction. So that means m into A is equal to mu s into normal reaction is nothing but mg, and mu k into normal reaction is mg. In all the cases mm gets cancelled, but acceleration is equal to g common mu s minus mu k. So here acceleration is equal to g times 0.6 minus 0.4. So here acceleration is equal to g times 0.2. So that means acceleration is equal to 0.2 times g. So 0.2 times g, where the option is present here, D is the option. The question number 40. A particle is projected up along the rough inclined plane of inclination 45 degrees with the horizontal. If the coefficient of friction is 0.5, the acceleration is how much? So first of all, what are the given values here? Mu is equal to 0.5 and coefficient of friction, and theta inclination is given, that is 45 degrees. But here one condition is given, that is body moves up. So moves up on rough inclined plane. So when the body moves up rough inclined plane, then acceleration is equal to g common, that is sin theta minus mu cos theta. So here g we will write here, but sin 45 degrees minus 0.5 cos 45 degrees is equal to g times sin 45 is nothing but 1 by root 2 minus 0.5 into 1 by root 2 is equal to g by root 2 as common, 1 minus 0.5 is equal to 0.5 into g by root 2. So here g divided by 0.5 can be written as 1 by 2. So that's why g by 2 root 2. So where the option must be here? B is the option for this question.